Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 17. So it feels like the last few episodes have been slowly building up to something. We've had a whole bunch of new characters introduced from Xing, and it just seems like everyone's gonna meet in Central at some point, whilst Lust and Envy are infiltrating further into the ranks of the military to gather more information. Ross has just come under suspicion as the prime suspect for the murder of Hughes, which I am assuming is a seed planted by Lust and Envy to kind of stir up Roy, who they have found is looking into the same things that Hughes was. And I want to try to keep in the back of my mind exactly what Hughes found before he was murdered. Like, he was looking at the map and looking at Lior, the uprisings, and then Ishval. So I'm sure we'll get more specific details on that. So the gang found out about Hughes' death, not in the way I'm sure anyone expected they would, but I think it got resolved in a really nice way. And I hope that everyone can use Hughes' death as fuel moving forward. Like Gracia said, don't let his death be in vain. You have to keep going. But that's one thing we've taken care of. Everyone knows about Hughes now. Everyone's on the same page. N and Al were very honest with Gracia about how they felt their actions influenced Hughes' death. And like I said in the last episode, I thought Gracia was really good in reassuring the boys, like, no, that's who Hughes was. He was himself all the way till the end, like sticking his nose, like in business, he probably shouldn't be, all in order to help someone else. But we've taken a step back from Father and Bradley the last few episodes after the big reveals a few episodes ago. And the focus is back on Lust, Envy, and Gluttony for now, it seems. So we're going to see where everything goes here. We're going to get into it now. Here we go. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 17. Ross, being interrogated? Okay.
This is the bullet that killed Brigadier General Hughes. I'd say it was a good shot, but it was at point-blank range. Close enough that even a poor shot could have done it. Here we have a copy of your requisition form for additional ammunition. Does this look correct?
Maybe to do with the fifth laboratory?
Exactly one shot. What was that round used for?
I fired my weapon in defense of Edward Elric while in the fifth laboratory.
Yeah, fifth laboratory, yeah.
It remains unmanned.
It was definitely not unmanned.
Sure, according
But they've got 66 in there. Well, Roy does.
There was an unexplained explosion at the site. The fifth laboratory is now a pile of rubble.
So the place where you claim to have used your gun was unmanned.
It doesn't look good for Ross, does it? But
you were spotted leaving the scene on the day of the murder, at the same time as the shooting.
That's impossible!
yeah, because, okay, someone did see Envy.
Fine then. So
Unless
what
this
were
is still
you
Envy's
at that
information.
I had the day off. I was at my parents' house visiting. Please check with them.
Yep.
I'll tell you.
Ross got an alibi.
time? All you can offer us is your family's testimony.
Is that not a good alibi?
Admissible as an alibi.
Oh, come on. Armstrong.
Lieutenant Ross is being questioned.
Major Armstrong!
Sergeant Brosh.
Brosh, here we go.
See you here, Major. Lieutenant Ross and I both fired a round from our weapons at the fifth laboratory to defend the Elric brothers.
You did?
Yes, and it's all written in my report, but everyone's ignoring it, sir.
Interesting.
Are they trying to frame the second lieutenant for this?
Cold Flame. Okay, so just very, very quickly, it would be super, super convenient for Bradley for them to frame Ross in this way, right? For Hughes' death. Because we know it was Lust and Envy, or I guess ultimately it was Envy. But seeing as Bradley is the one in control, right? He's the Führer. He can kind of orchestrate what's going on here. But I'm assuming that this is Envy's information, because Envy was the one that was there. And if no one else did see Envy do it, then Envy could just be giving all this information. Envy could have rocked up disguised as any state alchemist there and given this information. So, or Envy could be the person interrogating Ross. Like that's just the situation we're in.
When you look close, you're all scratched up, aren't you?
Hmm.
You're having a rough time of it, huh?
Mommy, please don't cry.
I hate that.
What do you think?
I'm just surprised. You've
I'm-
never asked for my advice before.
Yeah, this pleases me.
I'm scared, you know?
Hmm.
You and Al have been off somewhere fighting and digging up information. Information that could get you killed like Mr. Hughes.
Yep.
Whenever I think about that, it terrifies me. I mean, you could die. I'd still be here and you'd just suddenly
Oh, Winry.
won't be there anymore.
Be so hard for her. She's already lost her parents and now Hughes. Yeah. She can't lose anyone else.
It's almost more than I can handle.
That's so tough.
I do want you to get your bodies back, but I also want you to stay alive and safe. It's just, I don't know. Sorry.
Now, speak your mind,
Not sure
Winry.
what I think you should do.
And that's
I
okay.
don't know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You're sure being nice, Winry.
Why do you sound so surprised? I'm always
Look at
nice.
this guy, Al.
You're going to add more scratches. I'm already used up enough.
Good.
Your move.
This is so interesting. They're just playing chess.
The newspaper?
I love how 66 is just chilling.
Here babysitting you all day.
Oh, does he see Ross
Bowman, please
in the
connect with
paper?
Colonel Mustang.
What's got you so excited?
Ira,
Yep,
George,
here we go.
Oliver, 4.
Hmm? This is that lady from the laboratory.
Oh, can he testify? Wait, that would be sick.
Philosopher's Stone. The people with the Ouroboros tattoos. The homunculi. How are they?
Flip, Al.
Here, read the front page.
What is it now?
Oh, they're just finding out about Ross as well.
What?
But they can testify as well.
Lieutenant Maria Ross convicted of Brigadier General Hughes' murder?
Why did I not think of this?
I'm not really a fan of these.
Oh,
Quit your complaining.
they locked him up?
Every mutt needs a collar. Behave yourself, got it?
I will.
Oh my gosh, wait.
Lame. Are you guys even trying?
But he's just out here now.
He's still coming at us. The gun
How did this happen?
gets him. Hold it. Stay back.
Got it.
Wait, how did we get here?
This would be a lot more fun if I was allowed to cut him out.
Oh,
Strange, I'm a ghost man. Do you think you could let me out of here?
interesting.
Who are you?
Just an illegal immigrant from Shing.
Okay, that's why he's locked up.
Foreigner?
It seems like 66 might be working with
If you let me out
Roy's
of here, I
crew
can help you.
to get Ross, maybe?
Trying to deal with you. Where did you say you were from?
Shing, east of the desert.
Interesting.
Come with me.
I'd be happy to.
Okay. Wait, what is going on? Did they send 66 to get Ross?
Well, hello there, sweetheart.
Oh my god.
I've been looking for you.
You're from the Fifth Laboratory.
I remember you too. I think of you every time I look at the hole you put in my right hand.
Uh-huh.
Just like the hole you put in that guy Hughes.
Oh, stop
No,
it.
it wasn't me.
Oh, yeah? Right now it's looking like you'll be facing the firing squad for sure.
It's not
Execution?
Here are your choices. Stay here and be killed for murder, or bust out of this joint with me.
This show is so good. Look at 66.
Isn't there anything else I can do? It sure doesn't look like it.
And Ling as well. Dude, these team ups are so wild.
Choice.
What is this?
Please forgive me. Fine, let's go. I'll do what I have to do.
Let's go, Ross.
Notify every zone in the city. Maria Ross has broken out. It appears she's with a violent accomplice.
So now we have...
If she resists,
Oh,
the order is sure to
yeah. So now Roy and his team are like going against the military, essentially. Dude, Roy looks like a bit of a badass right here. Is it time to see Roy do something?
Lieutenant Ross.
Squad up.
Alphonse, what are you two doing here?
Oh no, they have history.
You're that guy!
And Ling too?
Hey guys.
Look at this team up.
Shattering!
I'm Ross right now.
Don't have time for this!
Wait, why do you have to fight?
You.
All right,
Aren't we on the same
sweetheart,
team?
Get back, Alien.
Lieutenant Ross.
Stay back!
No, wait!
No, let's all get on the same page, please. I have a bad feeling about this. I don't like this camera angle. Roy? Yes, sir.
You're Maria Ross.
Wait, does he actually think Ross did it? Or I didn't even think about this.
What was that?
Looks like they got her.
Oh, no, there's no way. Roy's smarter than that.
Let's go, foreigner.
Ling! What are you doing with a guy like him?
I'll have to fill you in later.
Here's what I think happened. I might be jumping the gun here. Because it looks to me like you'll have to excuse me. I forget. Like Foreman, maybe the guy that was looking after 66. He called up. Like, did he call Roy and say, "Look, these guys have Ross. We need to get her out. I'm gonna send 66 to make it look like 66 broke Ross out, and then you can pretend to kill Ross, right? And then they can have Ross like protected. Maybe. Let's have a look." No, there's just no way. It's a fake body. It's a fake body. It's a fake body.
Hey there, Fullmetal.
Roy is so much smarter than this. No, stop it. Stop it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
What happened here, Colonel? Tell me!
Fullmetal Alchemist.
But I have been wrong before. I don't know how to feel right now.
Why would Second Lieutenant Ross... Why didn't you say anything?
Why can't we all be on the same page, man?
Don't!
I'm gonna tear you
No,
apart!
I won't let you!
This bastard just killed Ross!
What? He did?
No, he didn't, bro. I refuse to believe it.
How could you do that, Colonel?
Maria Ross was a fugitive. Our orders were shoot to kill. So I did.
I swear he's making it look like this.
I apologize for hiding it. But you do not argue against orders. Just follow them.
So Roy does have a separate agenda, I guess, to Ed and Al. I get it. No, I promise this is not what happened. It makes too much sense. Sorry, I'm going to pause again. Hopefully for the last time during the episode. It makes too much sense, right? Like, Roy had 66. He sent 66 to go and break out Ross and make it look like this happened. It makes too much sense. I refuse to believe Ross is dead. But I've been wrong before about Hughes, so let's see.
You will explain to me what happened here at once.
The message went out that if she resisted, we were permitted to shoot to kill. She resisted, so I killed her.
I understand the Brigadier General was a friend. Perhaps then it was one of your men who aided Lieutenant Ross's escape.
Man, this guy might be onto it.
Why?
So you could burn her to death with your own hand.
This guy might be too smart.
I think such speculation.
Oh, I see why he thinks that, though. Yeah. He thinks Roy might want revenge. It's personal.
I'm truly sorry for not telling you about Brigadier General Hughes' death sooner.
It's my fault.
Not everything has to be your fault, man. I know.
His murder wasn't your doing, Edward.
Her body was almost completely destroyed. But judging from what little dental work remained, I was able to conclude that this is indeed Maria Ross. It's turning a beauty like her into a pile of charcoal.
There's just no way.
You must have held quite a grudge against her, didn't you, Colonel?
It would seem that way, though.
Is the vengeance as sweet as you imagined it?
I wonder what kind of light this will portray Roy in going forward.
Allow me to apologize for one of my own officer's actions. I could never have imagined that Second Lieutenant Ross would commit such a heinous murder. She was so straightforward and earnest, compassionate.
Y'all gotta be thinking, oh my god.
A truly fine officer.
Damn, poor Armstrong, he's been through a lot. You gotta be thinking, like, what motive would Ross have to do this? You know? Why would Ross kill Hughes?
Perhaps you should take some leave. Back east, where I was. It's a nice place.
Ishval?
None of the big city noise. And lots of beautiful women.
No, Shing. Excuse me, why did I say Ishval? We're back here again. Okay, talk to me.
Killed by Colonel Mustang, eager to avenge his best friends.
Okay, so they think Ross is dead.
I'm so sure about that.
And that Roy killed Ross.
To be designed to get Mustang to behave himself.
Now he doesn't have a reason to snoop around anymore.
Oh, okay.
He did manage to sow some animosity.
Well, this is very interesting.
Won't trust him much after this.
Yes.
What's this?
It's a request for leave.
It's fine. Request approved.
Oh, nice.
Thank you very much, sir.
For Hawkeye. Interesting. Wonder if that's to do with everything that's just happened.
What were you thinking going out on your own like that? Do you know what the Colonel would do?
Oh, he just went and did it?
Oh, pipe down, will ya? Nobody saw me.
That's just not true.
Get it? That isn't the point.
You're just a helpless soldier held captive by a big bad criminal. What were you supposed to do?
Huh? Building a signal fire?
Signal fire?
Bringing someone back here you know nothing about? How can you be so stupid? We've been looking for you.
Here we go.
Wow, impressive response time.
Looks like a party.
Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? No, the coast is clear.
Elizabeth?
She's out of the office at the moment, or else I wouldn't be able to talk to you.
Hello?
So how do you like that? He's whipped.
He's whipped!
If the lieutenant goes on leave, he gets like this.
Oh, that's why he was smiling when Hawkeye left?
Hawkeye was Colonel Mustang's nanny or something.
I'm seriously considering taking some leave time soon.
Oh, where are you going to go?
I could use a nice, relaxing fishing trip. Care to come along?
Huh? Fishing. This music is so epic. What's about to happen?
Yeah, who is it? What do you...
For what reason?
Major, what the hell did you do that for?
You listen to me, Edward Elric. This is no good at all. Your automail seems to be broken. There's no time to waste. Allow me to escort you to Risenbull for repairs.
Risenbull.
What's up?
And you, Alphonse Elric, you would stand out too much, so you remain here in safety.
Oh, splitting them up? What is going on?
These are my orders. From him.
From Roy.
Okay, I got it. Roger that. Major Armstrong and Edward Elric have gotten aboard the train, sir.
Okay. Finally. Everyone's out of the way.
What that mean?
I was able to locate a witness that saw the man who orchestrated the breakout. This is a rough sketch of the guy.
Oh, he's still alive.
Yeah, they'll recognize 66, obviously.
Connection to the Colonel.
Who knows? My money says he's the one behind
Okay,
it.
alright, they're figuring it out too.
And he's good at hiding.
Ooh,
You
uh-oh.
have no idea. You're useless.
I'm short on manpower.
Manpower.
Oh,
But you've got plenty of manpower right here. It looks like you're finally on.
Barry the Chopper.
Let it all out.
Barry the Chopper was 66's name, I think, right? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit dizzy on some of the things that happened. There's a lot to pay attention about from that episode. So I'm sticking to what I believe. So it seems like, okay, it doesn't seem like. So what happened is 66 went out by himself to get Ross. And he clearly wanted to protect Ross. So homie that was looking after 66, he did make a call. Was it to Roy? Was it to someone in Roy's crew? I don't think we know. But then it looked like they sent 66 to go and bust Ross out. But he just went off by himself. I don't know what motivated him to do that. Like, he was like, that's the woman from the 5th laboratory. And he's just gone off and busted her out. And he's brought Ling back with him, which is hilarious. And now Fu and Lan Fan are there as well, with 66. Another crazy team up. I'm loving all these team ups. I do not believe Ross is dead. It does not make sense to me. But you can look at it from the point of view of these other people in the military. Like, Roy was very close to Hughes. If he found out that it was Ross, like, of course Roy would want to get his revenge. But it also works out really well for Roy, because the orders were shoot to kill, right? So he could absolutely do that. He's taken Ross. I'm gonna get my Rosses and my Roys mixed up while I'm talking about this. He's taken Ross's tags off, put it on this fake body. I don't know how this dental thing checks out. Like, the guy doing the autopsy said, you know, the dental records indicate that it is Ross. I don't know if they did alchemy or something. I don't know. Or maybe Roy's paid this guy off. At this point, am I tunneling too hard on this? And Ross is actually dead? I don't know. So the goal of Lust and Envy was to keep Roy out of trouble, but also get him off this trail of what Hughes was looking at, or the whole Hughes thing in general. And now they think that Roy thinks it was Ross. And now that Roy has killed Ross, that throws him completely, you know, off the trail of the Hughes case. Like, it's closed, right? But I don't think that's what has happened. Lust and Envy thinks that's what happened. Lust and Envy thinks that's what is happened. Bro. Lust and Envy thinks that is what has happened. Supposedly, the military thinks that is what has happened. Even though that one guy did say to Roy, look, it would be very convenient for you to have sent one of your men in to bust Ross out so you could kill her yourself and get your personal revenge for the death of Hughes. Okay. But clearly there's something else going on. Like that comment that Roy made, okay, everyone's out of the way. I'm so intrigued by this. And everyone out of the way, he means perhaps maybe this Hughes case, that's out of the way. Hawkeye's taken leave. And to me, I'm very curious about that. Did Roy like ask her to take leave? Because he asked Armstrong to take leave, which he did. And he took Ed with him to Risenbull. And then he was on the phone to an Elizabeth. We clearly don't know an Elizabeth, right? So what is going on? There's something's gonna happen. I'm very curious about. I wish I had more time to watch more episodes right now. But it is interesting how this might change how people look at Roy going forward. It seemed like Lust and Envy were like this, we don't want Roy to be getting all of this attention because they need him, it seems like, for a sacrifice. But Roy clearly knows what he's doing. He's clearly being very smart about this. We'll have to see what happens. I want to touch on that interaction between Ed, Al, and Winry. Winry being very vulnerable with them about how she's feeling about everything. Like, I've lost my parents, you know, and then Hughes, I can't lose you guys as well. Like, it's very likely that you guys could get caught up in something and get killed. Armstrong said that to them as well. Roy said that to them too. So I thought that was really nice. I really liked Al kind of breaking the tension a little bit, lightening things up. And Ed asking Winry, what do you think we should do? Showing that, you know, he's trying to care about how she feels, perhaps, in her opinion. So I think we're getting there, these three, with the communication, like being able to talk about everything, how everything feels. But yeah, another great episode. We still have Scar and Yoki and May on the way, right, to Central. But now Ed and Armstrong aren't there, so we'll just have to see what happens. And now Lust and Envy know that 66 is involved somehow with Roy, and they have these chimeras, so I feel like they're gonna make some sort of move somewhere. I'm kind of curious. When Envy said, I'm lacking manpower, and Lust goes, manpower, I'm thinking of Jean, right? Did she take Jean and make him into a chimera? There's no way. But that's just where my thought process went to, like, right? Lust does she have manpower in the sense of, like, she has connections to Jean, who has connections to Roy, and then they pan to that chimera, so I'm interested. It's just my thought process. Very well could not be true, but we'll have to see. I think that just about covers this episode. Like, again, I just have more questions. Like, what is Roy doing? Roy is one of my favorite characters here. Like, they've built him up so slowly. He's really thinking. And I do need to mention as well that, obviously, from our perspective as viewers, like, Roy, Ed, and Al are on the same side, right? They're all, like, kind of in different ways looking for Lust and Envy. But they're all, like, they're being led through two different paths, I think, to the same place. But they don't know that, right? So when they had that interaction, obviously Roy has his whole other agenda, and these guys are just kids, so he can't tell them what's going on. So now Ed and Al are looking at this like, right, now Ross is dead as well. Great. We've lost Hughes, now we've lost Ross. Like, who next? And it probably paints Roy in a very certain way to Ed and Al as well. Like, damn, you really killed Ross? Oh, so interesting. All this, like, politics and everything going on. It's so interesting. And I feel pretty good about that going forward. So many things could happen from here. I'm just so curious to see what Roy is going to do. There's clearly some sort of plan going on here, and I can't wait to find out what it is. But that's going to do it for me for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. I always appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.